Hi everybody. This video is the first video in a new playlist that I'm creating called Maternity Clothes on a Budget, DIY. And the reason for this is that my daughter is pregnant and she was outgrowing her regular clothes. And because we live in Southern California and it is ridiculously expensive here, sometimes it's not an option to go to the thrift store because the thrift store is often more expensive than Walmart. So there's a quote that I like, and it's by Plato, and it goes like this: necessity is the mother of invention. And I agree with that wholeheartedly because it's pretty much been my life. But so because I'm quite a bit larger than my daughter, I have clothes that I'm looking at and going, you know, I can fix this problem for her. And so I kind of saw what I had in my sewing kit and the clothes I had in my closet, and with about 12 inches of elastic and about 15 minutes, I made her a maternity top. And this is a video, and this is how I did it, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks, bye. Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to take a basic top and turn it into a maternity blouse. Put your hands up. This particular top is really big, way too big for her. So what I'm going to do is I'll take up the sleeves to where it's going to fit her nicely, come down taper to about right here, and then right here I'm just going to do some marks with chalk and then take it all the way back to the side seam. So you can see how it's going to come up. And take it all the way back to the side seam here. When she takes it off, I will make sure that these are in the right place, that they're even, and that this line is smoothed out. And what we're going to do is I'm going to transfer these marks to the inside of the shirt, and I'm going to put elastic in there. So, because you know, when you're pregnant, you don't want clothes that are just big. You want them to fit right and look more maternity. So that's what we're going to do with this one.
Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is take these marks that I did while my daughter was wearing the shirt, and I will transfer these marks to the inside of the shirt. And the way I do this is I'll put my thumbnail directly on the chalk mark, flip the shirt inside out, and rub the chalk on the shirt right where my finger is. That way I'm transferring the mark exactly where the original one is. So I'm going to transfer this side one, and then I'm going to transfer the center front, and then I'll do the mark on the armpit, and then the last one is on the sleeve hem. Okay, when I turn my shirt inside out, you're going to see something on the left sleeve, and when I lay it down, I pick it off my shirt. And I just want to let you know that I have long hair, as you've seen in the first part of the video, and I get hair everywhere. It's on my clothes, it's on my bed, it's, you know, when I wash my clothes, the hair does not come off the clothes. So, and a lot of times I don't even notice it until I'm looking for it, or I'm doing this and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a hair. So if you see me picking stuff off my clothes, it's just my hair. It's a big pain to have hair, but it's just life. Okay, now I've turned my shirt inside out and I'm folding it in half, and I'm going to transfer the marks to the other side of the shirt. So make sure that your side seams are aligned, and you find the original mark you made on the side seam and transfer it to the other side, just like I did. And then right now I'm creating the line from the side seam to the center front of the shirt where I'm going to place my elastic. Now I'm going to put my finger on that chalk mark, flip this up, and then transfer the mark to the other side. And then, of course, at the sleeve hem, I have to transfer that mark as well. Because what I'm going to do is sew from the sleeve hem to that underarm mark, and then down to where I want to blend it with the side seam. And that's going to take up all that fullness under my daughter's arm. Okay, now I need to take that elastic, the mark where I'm going to place the elastic, and take it from the center front down to the side seam. And it's nicer doing it this way because you can kind of get an idea how smooth that line is, making sure that it's pretty even. Now you can see my underarm chalk marks. I'm going to take a ruler and mark from the sleeve hem to that line, and then from that line to where I want to blend it to the side seam. Chances are you're not going to get it perfect, and that's okay. Do the best you can. This is a knit, and knit is really forgiving. So just do your best, and just go with it. If you want to chalk mark it, that's a really good idea so that you can see how it's going to go. Now I chalk marked it way up there, but I didn't even end up sewing it to that point. As I was marking it, it just didn't look right. Even though I marked it, I ended up coming back down about 1.5 inches. So I rather not take off enough the first time and have to take off more than the other way around, because you can't put it back on once you've taken it off. Now I'm using a serger for this, and if you don't have a serger, that is fine. You can use a zigzag stitch on your machine or a stretch stitch. See right here, I thought that was going a little too high up, so I just left her a little extra room under her arm. And if I wanted to go back, I could go back and take that off too. And now I'm going to do this side, and you know what? They didn't even turn out even, completely even, and that's okay. You know, do the best you can. This is a sewing hack. You're not selling this garment. You want it to look good for yourself. It's for you. Don't beat yourself up over it if it doesn't turn out, you know, perfect. Okay, right now I am trying to make sure that I get the underarm seams matched up and they intersect correctly. Okay, now that the side seams are done, it's time to put the elastic on the front of the shirt. And to be honest, I didn't even measure the elastic. What I did was take some elastic and I measured my daughter from the side up over her belly, not around it, but over the top to the other side. And I stretched it just a tad. But when I put it up to the shirt right here, it didn't look like it was going to have a good stretch. So I placed the center of the elastic in the center of the shirt, and then I pulled the ends up, or I measured them on the side to the sides, and realized that's where I realized it's not going to be much of a stretch. So I brought them up in the center, you know, the ends together, and I cut off a little bit more. And I didn't measure. I just kind of have an idea of how much stretch I want. So I just clipped off. It was probably about 3/4 of an inch on each side. So right here, match up the ends. Maybe it was a 1/2 inch, and clipped it off. Now I take each end and I reach over and I pin it to the side seam. That way, when I sew it on, I stretch the elastic until it's the length of the shirt where I'm sewing it to, and then I stitch it down. Okay, everybody, that's it. Now you just need to trim off any extra threads, turn it right side out, and if you use the chalk that I use, you can just take this to the ironing board and kind of just lightly iron over those chalk marks and they should disappear. And if they don't, go ahead and toss your garment into the wash and that should come out with no problem. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell so that you're notified when I upload more videos. Thank you very much. Bye.